My friend gave me a Shelby GT350 Owner's Supplement Kit, and that's what it's called. And this is the box that you would get if you were to buy a GT350 Shelby. These cars are now out of production, but these kits are what they made for them. It says Owner's Supplement on there. This is from a 2018 car. So I thought it would be fun to open this and go through it. It has this magnetized flap there when you open it. It has some artwork there of the GT350s, a little slot there. Something in here I believe went in there. So we'll go through all the things that are in this kit, and there are probably some things that didn't come originally in this box, but this was everything that was given to me. So first we have the window sticker to this specific GT350. It was a 2018 race red car. Lots of neat things about that car in there on the window sticker. And I'm going to lay out these things later to look at a little bit closer, but this was pretty cool. This is called Track Tips for the GT350, and it goes through and tells you all about the suspension, camber, and caster and everything, how to set it up for racing. It has some other tips in there that are very interesting. Some right here that I'm reading, and I'll show you this later in detail. It says that you need oil coolers if you have the earlier 2015 or 16s that did not come with oil coolers if you're planning on racing the car on the track. So I thought that was actually pretty interesting. It said that in that little pamphlet there. So the next sheet that was in here was a register your GT350 today, and it was from Shelby.com. They wanted you to go in there and register the car and be part of that, you know, join the team today kind of thing. It's pretty cool. And like I said, this probably didn't come with the Shelby box. I don't know where they would have got this, but this was all with the car when the guy had owned it. And so next there's the Ford Performance Letter. This is signed by Edsel Ford II and Ford Motor Company. So this is just a really neat letter that says congratulations and welcome to a very exclusive group as an owner of a Shelby GT350 Mustang. And it continues. We'll have that later on where you can pause the video and read it if you'd like to. Next we have the Ford Performance Certificate, and this has the certification with the VIN number, and it shows it's a limited edition GT350 from 2018 produced at the Flat Rock Assembly Plant, and it has the chassis number and a signature from Edsel Ford II again. So here we have this really nice Ford Performance GT350 case, for lack of a better term. It's what actually should hold that certificate from Ford. There was a picture of a blue GT350R in here, so I don't know why that was in there, but in the other things I've seen, this is where you have the certificate that I had showed earlier. But there's a very nice print of a GT350R in there as well, so I thought that was nice looking, and it could fit in there if you wanted it to as well. The little corners are cut there, and that's where the certificate would be. Next we have this sheet from fordimages.com. It says GT350 on it, and when you turn it around it's showing that you can have the accessory for your car, which has a little plaque, has the VIN number of the car, it has a picture of a car in a certain color. You choose what color your car is there. It has, you know, shadow black, Oxford white, magnetic, race red, ruby red, all those things. And then we have this nice GT350 fold out, and this has a lot of things inside that have really good pictures of the drivetrain, you know, the heads and the axle shafts, the clutch. A lot of really interesting things like that are in here, and it's really nicely done. This is what you would see usually with in the older cars, like if you were to buy a Cobra or something, it would have these, and it has all the information, and you know, talks a lot about different things like the chassis, the brakes, the steering, wheels, and tires. Has really nice artwork in there, but just really neat. Talks all about the engine, the axles, and just so much information there. And then here we have this book, and this is a GT350 book, and when you open it up, it actually has a number there on that shiny part. You probably can't see that, but it actually says that this book is a numbered book, and this was number 437. and this is for all the 2018 GT350 owners. And so as you go through here, it has heritage of the older original GT350 Shelbys, and it talks about the history behind it and the heritage and a lot of really neat things. So as you go through here, there's really good pictures of the car. There's a lot of really neat things that show the R version. There's pictures of the interior. There's, again, the pictures we saw earlier that had the cylinder head, and it has the exhaust and a lot of neat things and information about that. The axles, the clutch, just lots of really cool stuff about this car. It really gives you an idea of how much work Ford put into these cars. A lot of development and a lot of money went into this car, and it really is a performance race car that you can buy for the street. I just think this is so neat, and I've had really good opportunities to drive these and ride in these on the track, and so these are really remarkable cars. So really cool book here just to kind of go through, and I know you can't read all this, but it shows a lot of cool stuff about the North American track tour, and just a lot of really neat Shelby history here already. And these cars are already out of production, like I said, and so it's really cool to see. And in this book, it even shows the Shelby GT350 owner's kit, which we're going through right now. This is an older one. It actually shows a CD that had information on it, so we'll get into that when we get deeper into the Shelby box here. But this was just something that I thought was pretty cool. Nice numbered book, very well done, very nice. So let's get deeper into the box. This is what everybody raves about. This is the part of the box that has some little models in it, really cool stuff. First of all, it has a little poster in here as well, and this is something that looks really nice. It's a longer poster, and it has two GT350s on it driving next to each other. Beautiful poster there, and so I thought that was pretty nice. And then as we continue into the box, like I said, the picture in the book showed a CD, but I think Ford now put this on a thumb drive, and this little thumb drive is actually really cool. It has the GT350 logo on it, it has Ford Performance logo on it, and it's one of these swing out type USB sticks, and I've heard that it has 4 videos on it about the GT350, maybe promotional things on the suspension or engine or things like that. I have not used it, I haven't plugged it in yet or looked at it, but anyway, this is the base, and it has the chassis number, and it has Ford Performance on it, and this is the base for the model of the flat plane crankshaft. So this is really neat. A lot of people really like this, and I've heard that people are selling just this part on eBay for a few $100s, and that it's a really neat piece and model of the flat plane crank that comes in the Voodoo engine, which is only in the GT350. So this is something a lot of people like. A lot of people thought it was neat. People have talked about taking this and polishing it so it really looks more like a crankshaft. I've even thought about doing that, but I don't know if that would hurt the value of it being non-original anymore. So here's the book. Here's a closer look at these different things. I think it's really neat that this is all here, and I think the marketing team did a great job with all that. There's the original window sticker to this specific car, and here's the register your GT350 page there from the Shelby.com registry. And again, this is the other one here from the Ford division where you can get this poster made with the color of your car on it and the little plaque on it, so that's pretty cool. Here's the letter from Ford Performance. I'll try to move it over here where there's not a shadow on it. It's kind of hard to read, but if you want to read that, you can probably pause it and see if you can read that. Again, I apologize if you can't. But that's similar to what SVT did. They did that with the Terminator Cobras and even the 10th anniversary cars. There's the certificate for the car and with the chassis number. So anyway, I thought this was all pretty neat stuff. Here's the track tips pamphlet that I told you we'd look at a little bit more. Hopefully you can see this if you'd like to. There's a lot in here in these different topics in red you can see, and you know, equipment and at the track. Okay, we'll go through here and see if you can see this. See if you can pause that and read it if you'd like. But this is all really neat stuff for racing. I think they've put a lot of work into this. I hope that this helps people take better care of their cars and be more prepared to go to the track. It talks about equipment preparation during the day or days before, at the track, on the track, after a session. So all those things are on here. And I just think it's really neat that they would put this out, because it really shows that this is a car that you're going to be racing or potentially racing. A lot of people are not going to race these cars, and that's perfectly fine. But I think it's neat that they're showing you, if you want to race this car, here's some tips. So there's that pamphlet, and again on the back it has the recommendations for alignment if you plan on racing, and those are the settings that they say they recommend. And at the bottom of this it does say that if you have a 15 or 16 base model or the technology package car, they recommend that you add the coolers for the transmission and the differential. And I've heard some people say that they've done that and it was $10,000, and that it's not easy to do to the car, that it's better to have the car already with that on there. It also says that if you plan to have intensive track use, they recommend adding oil separators or catch cans to the PVC line, so that's kind of cool too. So a lot of really neat stuff here. I hope you enjoyed looking this over with me. It was a very nice gift for my friend to give me, and it's really fun. He knew that I would respect and appreciate these things and that I collect things like this, and so it was very nice of him to give me this. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more Mustang content.